All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Support, and I just want to say thank you for joining us today on the live Q&A. This is your first time hanging out with us. Please just say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're from. I see Bia Hernandez says hola. So hola, Bia. Glad to have you here hanging out with us. If you've got any questions about Zenfolio, like how to set up your account, maybe you just started one, or maybe you've had one for a while and you've got something that you're just not quite sure how to use, make sure you get those questions in the chat today so I can get those answered live for you. All right, before we go into questions, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about adding a calendar to your website. Now, this is currently not a feature that we have built in, but you can do this using custom pages and using third-party calendars. This was actually a question that I got on the YouTube channel for Earl. And I just wanted to answer it today and show him how it's possible and show you guys how it's possible to add calendars to your website. Now, you might want to add calendars to your website for two different reasons. Maybe you want to put up an events page and just kind of let your clients and website visitors know about maybe some upcoming shows or different workshops that you've got going on. So that might be one reason why you want to add a calendar to your website. Another reason might be that you want to allow your clients to do like a calendar-based booking. So you can show like your open availability, and you want to have a calendar page where people can actually go and book sessions or book workshops or something like that with you. You can do this all through custom pages, and then you just need to use third-party code from a service like SquareUp, I think you can do it through Calendly and things like that. So the first thing I'm going to show you is if you have a Gmail calendar, you can actually embed this in a custom page. And this is really useful if you want to do something like make a calendar where people can see what you've got coming up. Like if you've got some workshops or some upcoming shows coming up, and maybe you want to let people see that calendar on your website, like a calendar of events, you can do that with a Gmail calendar, a Google Calendar. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go really quick, and I'm just going to go to my Gmail calendar. You guys can see I've got it set up right here. And this is just my YouTube Live schedule. So it's got YouTube Live here and then a new video tutorial. So basically this is just my calendar for YouTube. It tells me when I need to go live. It tells me when I need to publish tutorials. But whatever I wanted to add to this, if I wanted to add maybe I decide to do another event coming up, and I want to add information on this calendar, and I don't want to have to necessarily go back to my website and update this, what I can do is I can actually embed this calendar into a custom page. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get the embed code from this calendar. So if I go up here to this little settings section right here, and I click on settings, we can go right here and click on calendars, and then we just need to choose the calendar that we want to embed. So I'm going to choose my YouTube calendar right here, and then it's going to give me my embed and my iframe right here. So all I need to do is I just need to copy this and paste it into a custom page. Now if I want to do some customizing and things like that to this calendar, there's a link right here where I could click and I'd be able to actually go in and change some of the appearance of the calendar. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this embed code right here. So I'm just clicking in here and going to hit copy. And then we're just going to go back to our Zenfolio account right here, and we're going to go and we're going to create a custom page and just call it events. So let me go to website right here, click on custom pages, and then I think I've actually already got one created. So let me just delete this one really quick. So I'm going to delete this. And then what we're going to do is just add a new page really quick. I'm going to call this one events 2. And now we're just going to embed this custom code into the page. Now you can do this using the embed option right here. I'm personally a bigger fan of going the source code route because the embed option kind of sometimes does some weird things, and I like using this source code option. So I'm going to click on source code right here, and this is going to let me put code into this custom page. Now I just want to throw out a big disclaimer. You guys know anytime we talk about custom pages or using custom code, and anywhere you can click on that source code button, While we do allow a place for you guys to use custom code, unfortunately Zenfolio customer support is not able to offer any technical support if you go this route and you decide to use a third-party custom code. So if it's not working the way that you think it should, or maybe it's just doing some weird things, chances are we're probably just going to tell you that you have to remove the code, and unfortunately there's not much we can offer as far as technical assistance on that custom code. But like I said, you can still do this here. We're clicking on source. And I'm just going to go in here and paste this. There's that code. And then I want to center it up a little bit, so I'm just going to throw a center tag in here really quick. So let me just throw this center tag in here. And then now let's go take a look and see how this looks. So after I click that source again, you're going to see it says embed content right here. So now I'm going to go up here and hit save and preview. It's going to open up this page to a preview of what this page looks like. And right here, let's see. Should be able to view the calendar. The reason we probably can't is because of the background. Hold on one second here. Let me just go and edit this again really quick. Make sure I copied the right code in there. Let me just try this and make sure my center code didn't mess anything up. I know the reason we can't see it is because that calendar was for Zenfolio people only. So hold on one second here. Now if I do like this right here. There we go. Okay, so that calendar had a restriction setting on it. I apologize for the confusion. That calendar was only able to be viewed if I was logged into my Zenfolio account. So now that's why you're seeing the calendar here. So that's, you just need to make sure that when you are getting that code, that your sharing settings are set up to allow anybody to view. So here's what that page looks like right here. And you can see there are those events right here. So there's Zenfolio Live, new video tutorial, etc., etc. And then somebody that's viewing this can actually click on this right here. And I think they can actually, if they click right on the event, you can actually copy it to your calendar. So if I was a website visitor viewing this website and I wanted to add this event to my calendar so I didn't forget, I can just click right on the event and say add this to my calendar. And then anytime I go back and I update this calendar on my end, those changes are automatically going to be updated here, so my visitors are always seeing the most up-to-date information. So that's one way you guys could do this. Let me show you what a square up calendar looks like really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to White Gold Photography. And this is a demo page that you guys can go check out. I'll throw this link here in the chat in just a second. But what we're going to do is we're going to go up to Custom Pages. And then right here you can see where there's an Appointments link. Let me just throw that in the chat. You can go to Calendly or SquareUp. A lot of these services offer free accounts where you can go and you can create these calendars where people can actually book sessions with you. So this is just a demo right here, and it shows some available session times right here. And if I was a client trying to book a session, I would just come to this custom page and go and click on the session time that I wanted. This is just done through embedding a third-party code into a custom page, and then obviously after that you would want to make sure that you take that custom page and put it up on your site menu. So let me show you how to do that really quick. So here's this events one right here. I'm just going to copy this URL just so I have it. We're going to go ahead and close this out. And then I'm going to customize my website really quick. So I'm going to hover over my Zenfolio and go to Customize Website. And then all you need to do from here is just add a link to that site menu item. So what I'm going to do is just go right here next to Edit Site Menu. Click Add New, and then we can say Events. Hit Enter. And then you can choose a built-in or custom page right here. You guys probably won't be able to see the custom pages because my list is so long, but I'm going to go built-in or custom page. Go right down here. And then at the very bottom, you can't see it, but it says Events 2. There's that Events calendar page that I just created. I'll hit Update. And then this is going to refresh, and now a link to that calendar page that I created is right there for my visitors to click on. And then, of course, whenever you're in Customize View doing any changes, you'll want to make sure that you click that Publish button up here to make those changes live. So anyway, guys, that's a couple of options that you have if you want to include a calendar or an events page or maybe an appointments page in your account. You just need to find a third-party service that you like, one that has an embed code that you can use, and then you can embed it right into a custom page and then link to it from your site menu. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick and catch up on what's going on in the chat here. All right, so let's see. All right, so we've got Home Phone with us again. He says aloha. And today we've got Kayla helping out today. Cheryl is out for vacation, so the wonderful Kayla stepped in and stepped in and volunteered to help me out today with you guys. Bia says, thank you for having me. I learned so much from these tutorials. I love them. Awesome, Bia. I'm glad, and I hope I'm saying that name right. I'm glad the tutorials are helpful to you, and definitely keep coming back and hanging out with us on the live stream. Graham's back with us again today. Hey, Graham, glad to have you back. You're always welcome to hang out with us. You always have some really great questions, and I really do appreciate your participation and your questions that you present. We've got Deborah from Rhode Island, so up a little bit north from me. I hope it's a little bit cooler up there than it is here in North Carolina. She said, my calendar worked, woohoo. Sorry, I'm a little behind. No worries. Okay, so it looks like I'm caught up on the chat. All right, guys, if you have any questions about Zenfolio, go ahead and get those in the chat so I can start getting those questions answered for you. I'm going to go ahead and jump over and take some email questions, but anything you guys have that you want to ask about, there's no question that's too silly or no question that's too out there for me to try and answer. If I can't answer it today, I will definitely follow up with you and try to get you some kind of answer. That's a promise. We definitely want to get your questions answered. All right, so let me take an email question really quick. So I've got a question from Mike Stapleton. Mike says, how can I get an email list developed using a PDF page? I want somebody to be able to do the sign-in before you can view or download, print the PDF page. I hope that makes sense. All right, Mike, so there's a couple of different routes to do that you can do this. I'm going to go over and explain probably the easiest way to do this, and then I'll kind of give you an idea of the other way to do it. But the easiest way to do this is first you need to upload that PDF to your Zenfolio account. So what you're going to do is you're going to go up to website right here, click right on the PDF section, and then just click new and upload that PDF. As you can see, I've already got a PDF right here uploaded. And so now the next thing I want to do really quick is I want to get the link to this PDF, because what I'm going to do is we can't have visitor sign-in turned on a PDF, but what we can do is we can have a gallery with visitor sign-in turned on that has a link to the PDF. So what I'm going to do really quick is I am just going to open this up right here in a new tab. And then just go to this link, which is that link's right here. Actually, let me just click on the link right here. I'm going to click on that link. That's going to take me to this PDF document. And then I'm just going in my status bar and copying the link to this because I want that in there. All right, so now next what I'm going to do, Mike, is I'm going to go and I'm going to create a gallery. So I'm going to go to Photos right here. And I've already created one as a test, but let me just delete that one and start over here. So let's say, just for the sake of example, this PDF is maybe your pricing information, and you want to get kind of want to gather people's information before they see the pricing information. You want their email address and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right here and I'm going to say new gallery, and I'm just going to call this new gallery pricing PDF. I'm going to hit enter. And there's that gallery right there. Now, I'm not actually going to upload any images into that gallery. You could if you wanted, but basically all we're after is the visitor sign-in properties of the galleries have. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go click on this gallery right here. We're going to get that open. And over on the right under gallery details, let me just switch this around here. Over on the right under gallery details right here, I'm just going to put in some text right here. I'm just going to say, please click here to view my pricing. Right? And then all we're going to do is we're going to make this a link. So we're going to highlight this text right here, and we're going to use this link tool right here. We're going to click on that. and that's where we're going to paste in the URL of that PDF. So if this was my pricing PDF, I'm going to paste it in here and use this text as a text link. And then you can have it set to open in a new tab. Since it's opening up a PDF document, Mike, I would probably have this set to open in a new tab because it's going to be taking people away from the navigation of your website and just to the PDF. So I'm going to click OK, and then we're going to save this. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that that caption's showing. So with that gallery right here selected, we're going to hover over Preview and click on Customize. Now what that's going to let us do is it's going to let us customize this gallery. And what I want to do is I want to go to Options, uncheck Use Default, and then on the Page Elements tab, I want to make sure that the caption is set to show. And then I'm just going to set that alignment to center and hit Apply. And then again, as of course, as always, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to publish this. But there is that right there. It just says, please click to view my pricing. And then we would publish this right here. And what I should have done before I publish it was we could actually go ahead and link to it. So let's say what we're going to do is we're going to link to this. So let me delete this events thing really quick here. I'm just going to remove that. And then we're going to create a new site menu item. We're going to go Add New. I'm just going to say pricing right here. Hit Enter. And this time what we're going to do is we're going to link to that pricing gallery. So we're going to go right here, Group or Gallery. Hit Select right here. There's that pricing gallery. We're going to select that and click Update. And so now let me show you how this works if I were a visitor. So let me just go to Yes, Publish the Changes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the home page really quick in a other window here. So let me see if I can get this here. All right, so now as a visitor comes to the website, they're going to see the pricing tab right here, and they would click on pricing, and it's going to ask them to do visitor sign in. Well, it would have asked them to do visitor sign in, but I am logged in. So 1 second here. Log out. All right, so let me go back to the home page. All right, so now we're on the home page. I'm logged out of that account. Now I'm going to click on pricing, and then it's going to ask me to do that visitor sign in. So there's that visitor sign in right here. The email is optional. You can make that required if you want, and I'll show you how to change that in just a second. But I'm just going to put my name and then a fake email, so test@test.com. Hit continue. And that's going to take me to the gallery there where then I would click on here. It's going to open up that PDF, and if this was the pricing document, that would allow me to see the pricing document. And now you've also captured the email and the name of the person who's viewing that. So again, all you're doing is you're linking to your pricing PDF from a gallery and then making sure that that gallery has visitor sign in turned on. So let me go back really quick and I'll show you where you can change visitor sign in. So if we go back to photos, we can go right down here. Let me get my head out of the way. That pricing PDF. Visitor sign in is over on the right hand side. You can click there. Right now it's set up to use the same as the containing gallery, etc., or its containing group. If you want to customize the settings for that, you can uncheck that option. Then you can go to sign-in fields right here, and you can make the email field required. You can even make the phone number field required. So if you want to get their phone number as well, you can set that to be a required field right there, and then just hit save. And so now anytime anybody goes to that gallery to see the pricing information, they're going to have to enter their phone number and their sign-in field and all that stuff. So anyway, I hope that helps with that, Mike. Let me go back to my dashboard here really quick, and then let me go to the chat really quick and make sure that I'm caught up on the chat here. All right, let's see. So she says it's pronounced B. So I apologize. I will say B from now on. I apologize, B. All right, Mike, I hope that helps. And let me go ahead and take another email question. You guys that are watching live, if you've got any questions about your account, definitely make sure to get those in. I'm going to go ahead and jump over and take another email question really quick. All right, so my next question says, how do I make it so that my customers see the products all in one list? So if you guys are You're selling stuff on Zenfolio, and you kind of want to make it to where all of your products are shown on one list, such as like they don't have to go through the different categories and things like that. What you can do is you can set it up so that your account uses the Quick Shop only setting, and what that's going to do is it's only going to use Quick Shop, and all of your products are going to be on the Quick Shop list. So let's go through setting that up really quick. What we're going to do is first we are going to go and we're just going to go to a price list, because the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have all of your products added to the Quick Shop list. So if I go to my main price list right here, and then I go to price list settings, this is where we can add all of the products to our Quick Shop list. For those of you guys who are not familiar with what the Quick Shop list is, it's that little side panel that pops over after somebody clicks a photo, and it has the products where they can just click and add. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down here to the Quick Shop products, and we want to make sure that we have every product added to this list, because our goal is to make sure that the client is able to see all of the products in a single list without having to sift through category views. This is really useful if you've got a pretty short list of products. If you've got a lot of products, you might want to consider leaving that category view up. But what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure that we get these other products over here. So I'm going to go right here, add, and then I can actually hold Command and select multiple products and then just add them to the list. So now I have everything added to the list. You can see all of my products are right over here on the right hand side added to this list. If I wanted to organize them a little bit, I could just click on this one and say, okay, let's move it up, or let's move this down. But anyway, once you've got that list set up the way that you want, you need to make sure that you save it. So I'm just going to go up here and save. And now what we're going to do is we're going to configure our shopping settings. So I'm going to go to Photos right here, and we're going to pick out a gallery. We're going to click on this Smith gallery right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right here and make sure it's got that main price list on it. So that main price list is assigned to that gallery. So now we're just going to hover over Preview, go to Customize, and we're going to customize this gallery to only use that side panel Quick Shopping list. So first let me show you what the other list looks like. So if I go here and I say select products, and I do this right here and I go by selected, we're going to see use visitor pricing or order it based because I'm logged into my account. Your clients wouldn't see this. But if I click that, this is going to take me to what's called the shop home, and it's kind of a product category view. So it's going to have where they can choose like different product categories. It's going to show your images on there and things like that. And basically they have to kind of pick and choose which category they want. Now, if your goal is to simplify it and make it to where your clients just choose from a single list and they don't have to go and view through these categories, what you can do is, let me just go back to the gallery really quick. What you can do is you can customize your shop configuration. So I'm going to go to Options right here, uncheck Use Default, and then for this gallery, I'm going to go to the shopping settings setup right here, and I'm going to say Use Quick Shop Only right here, and then hit Apply. Now what I'm going to do really quick is I'm going to publish this gallery, and then I'm going to open it up in a tab that we're not logged into so you guys can see what it looks like as a visitor. So I'm going to go to Publish, and then let me copy this URL really quick and open it up in a tab that I'm not logged into here. So let me just go right here. And this one has visitor sign-in turned on. So I'll need to do the visitor sign-in really quick. So let me just do that. And now, as a visitor, once I go into this gallery, if I click any of these photos, it's going to open me up to Quick Shop. Now, what Quick Shop looks like might vary depending on how you've got it set up. You can have this little side panel right here set to show by default if you want, or you can have it set to hide like this to where they have to click the buy button to see it. But the point of this is that now, once this little side panel is showing, all of the products that I offer for sale to my clients are all showing in this single list. So they don't have to go through the category view and things like that. They can just click on a photo and they can scroll down through this list and see all of the products that I have to offer. And if they want to purchase something, they can just click this little plus right here, and it adds that item into their cart for the photo that they're viewing at that time. And then at the bottom down here, they can actually go and look at the rest of the photos in the gallery just by clicking this right here. So again, all we did was we configured the shopping pages to use Quick Shop only. And let me show you where that's at one more time. So let me just go and customize this really quick, and I'll show you where that's at one more time in case you missed it the first time. So what you're going to do is you're just going to go right here to Options, go to the Shopping Setups tab, and then you can just select Quick Shop only right there and save. And that will make everything available on one single list rather than having the shop home where they have the category views and things like that. All right, let me hop back to my dashboard really quick and take a couple of questions from the chat. All right, so let me pull this up here really quick. So B says, I have a question that is totally off topic. I want my URL to not show Zenfolio. Is this possible? Absolutely, B. What you need to do is you need to purchase a custom domain. So you're going to purchase that from somebody like GoDaddy or Network Solutions or something like that. But personally, I use GoDaddy. I find them really easy to use, and we've got a lot of information on GoDaddy. I'm not saying that that's who Zenfolio recommends. I'm just saying on a personal level, that's who I use for my domain. But once you have a domain purchased, a domain name purchased through somebody like GoDaddy, Network Solutions, there's a ton of other domain name providers that you can find online. Once you have that purchased, you'll need to purchase hosting for that domain name, not for your website, but just for the domain name with that provider. And then what you'll have to do is you'll have to change some settings to get that custom domain name to point to your Zenfolio account. And then when you do that, your URL becomes whatever your domain name is, and the Zenfolio part goes away. Actually, there's a really good video tutorial on the YouTube channel that kind of walks you through the process of setting up that domain. So if I could get Kayla to throw the link out to that video tutorial in the chat, that will be really useful for you, B. But again, what you've got to do is you've got to purchase that custom domain name through somebody like GoDaddy, 1&1, I Want My Name, Network Solutions. Like, there's a ton of providers you could go through. And then you just need to modify some settings with them, and they'll be able to, and then that'll point that domain to your Zenfolio site. Okay, Deborah says, how do I make multiple price lists? Beginner. All right. So Deborah, it's pretty easy to do. And there's a really good reason to have multiple price lists. A lot of people work off of one price list, but then there's a lot of people who use multiple price lists. It really just depends on the type of work that you do and things like that. Personally, for me, I've got about 4 different price lists that I use. I've got one for my wedding clients. I've got one for my portrait clients. I've got one for my friends and family that I lose tons of money on all the time, and I really should just delete that price list. But I think my wife would be mad if I did that, so it's in my family. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to keep that one around. But you can definitely make multiple price lists. Now, the one thing that you can't do is you can't have multiple price lists on a single gallery. So a gallery can only have one price list assigned to it, but you can have, so like if you've got a wedding gallery, obviously you're going to have it priced differently than maybe a portraits gallery, and you can assign those price lists accordingly. So first, what you would want to do is you just want to go up to selling right here and click on price list. And then as you can see, I've got a couple of price lists here, but I'm just going to go ahead and create another blank one really quick just to show you. Now you have 2 options here, Deborah. You've got the add new price list option, which is a pre-filled preset price list. And it's going to come with some of our most popular products already pre-populated to the price list. This works really great for a lot of people. For me, I like to start from scratch and build my price list myself, because I would rather spend the time adding stuff to the price list than taking stuff off that I didn't want on there. So that's where you're going to use this add blank price list option right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say add blank price list. Then I'm just going to call this price list portraits, so that I know it's for my portrait clients. Now your price list title, the only thing that it's really important for is for internal organization. Your clients aren't going to see it, but you want to title your price list so that maybe a year from now when you're looking back at your price list or setting up a new gallery, you know why that price list was created, and by looking at the name of the price list, you probably have an idea of what products are in there and how much you're charging for them. So after you've got that created, you can just add some products really quick. And what I tell people is that when you are working in a price list, usually when you click add products, you're going to see all vendors by default. And what that means is you're looking at products that are offered from all of our integrated vendors. Now, what I recommend doing is sticking to a single vendor on your price list. And the reason I say that is because if you've got products from 2 different vendors on one price list and your clients place an order and they are ordering products that come from those different vendors, those products will have to get shipped from 2 separate locations. And what happens there is your clients think that they're ordering straight from you, but they're going to get charged 2 separate shipping fees. And so they're probably going to send you an email and say, hey, why am I getting charged 2 shipping fees? And then you're going to look and you're like, oh, they are getting charged 2 shipping fees. I wonder why. And then the reason would be is because that price list has products from 2 different vendors. So what I would suggest doing is clicking on this all vendors up here and then just choosing a single vendor to work with for that particular price list. This way, no matter what you choose, it's coming from the same vendor and you don't have to worry about running into those issues where there's double shipping fees and things like that. All right, so what we're going to do really quick is I'll just add a print really quick right here and add this. And then I'm just going to use the pricing formula to give it a 300% markup, round it up to 0 and apply it. And then I'm just going to save that right there. And then now we can go back to photos. And what you can do is, let's say that I want to price this gallery with my portrait price list. So I would just click on that gallery, go to pricing right here, choose allow ordering from one of my price lists, and then come down here and there's that portrait price list, and I'll just apply it and save it there. But then maybe this gallery here, I want to have at a different price list. So I could go on pricing right here, say allow ordering from my price list, and then maybe choose the packages only price list or something like that. It really just depends on the gallery, what you're wanting to offer to the clients, and things like that. But hopefully, Deborah, that kind of gives you an idea of how to work with multiple price lists and how to create more. If you have any more questions, anything you want me to clarify or go more into detail, definitely please let me know in the chat, and I'd be more than happy to go in more detail on that subject for you. All right, let's see. B says, awesome. Kayla says, here's information about the domain. So there's the link for that. Kayla threw that in the chat. Thanks. That was a tongue twister. Kayla threw that out in the chat. Thanks for that, Kayla. Home Phone says GoDaddy is solid. I use them for both of my domains. Absolutely, Home Phone. I agree. I've never had any issues with GoDaddy at all. They've been awesome for me as well. All right. Unless you guys have any more questions in the chat, what I'm going to do really quick is hop over and take some email questions. Before I do that, though, those of you guys that are viewing live now, make sure to stick around, because in the next 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to throw out that video tutorial. So most of you guys know we put out new videos every Friday. But for those of you guys who hang out with us on the live stream, I usually put the link in the chat for the Friday's video, so you guys get it a day early just as a way to say thank you for hanging out with us on the live stream. So make sure you stick around. This week's video tutorial is all about how to import contact lists into your Zenfolio account, and then also how to tag them with the appropriate information. So maybe you've built a contact list for different types of clients, for portrait clients, things like that, through something like MailChimp or something like that, and you want to import those into your Zenfolio account, but then you also want to make sure you tag them so you know what types of clients they are. Well, this video tutorial is going to walk you through that process and show you exactly how to do that. So make sure you stick around so you get that link a day early before it's published to the channel tomorrow. All right, let me jump over to my email question really quick. All right, the next question I got says, is there a limit on how many times a client can download images if I allow downloading of original images? So to show you what this question is talking about, if you're clicked on a gallery right here and you go to gallery access, you can actually go to downloading right here and you can say allow downloading and then hit save down here. And that's going to basically put a download button in the gallery where your clients can download the photos inside of that gallery. What that does is that allows them to download the full resolution original image that you uploaded to Zenfolio. Not only does it allow them to download it, it allows them to download it for free. So I just want to say that again, anytime you enable downloading on the gallery access control setting right here, that's allowing a free full resolution original file download. If you're wanting to sell your digital downloads, you're going to want to make sure that this option is turned off. And then we have a feature called digital products. There's a really good video tutorial on that will show you how to set up and sell digital downloads. And if I could get Kayla to throw the link to that video tutorial out in the chat, that way you guys have that, it will show you how to sell your digital products. But back to the question, if you turn on allow downloading in the gallery access control, there is no limit to how many times your clients can download those photos. Anybody that has access to that gallery will be able to download the full resolution, originally uploaded photos as many times as they want. If you're looking to allow single free downloading or something like that, then you really need to look into using digital products and using a coupon to give the clients a one-time free download. And I think I kind of hint on how to do that in the digital downloading tutorial. If not, it's definitely pretty easy to figure out. If you watch that digital downloads tutorial, it will kind of hint at how to do that and show you how to set that up. But again, there's no limit. Anybody that can access the gallery, if you have this digital downloading turned on, can download the original files for free as many times as they want. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that. We used to get a lot of people who would turn that on, and they thought it had to be turned on to sell their downloads, and people were going in and downloading things for free. So I just want to make sure you guys understand that's free digital downloading. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here really quick and take another email question here. All right, this question says, I'm having some issues renewing my account with my card. Can I renew my account via PayPal? If you're having issues with your account being renewed by your card, or maybe you just don't want to use your card to renew your account, which Zenfolio requires a valid credit card to be kept on file. So if you're having issues with your account renewal, what you'll need to do is you'll need to contact Zenfolio customer support. If it's just some kind of issue with the bank, you need to contact us. Let us know what's going on, and we'll see what we can do to help you out in that situation and make sure that your account doesn't lapse while you're trying to figure things out with the bank. But the best thing for your account is to have a valid credit card on file to cover different charges if there's service fees, and also for that automatic renewal, just so your account always stays open and active. But if you are having problems, you can definitely reach out to us at zenfolio.com/contact. Let us know what's going on and kind of let us know what kind of help you need, and we will definitely work with you to get the situation resolved as best as we can. All right, guys, we've probably got about 15 more minutes or so, so I'm going to take a couple more email questions. If you guys have any more questions there in the chat, even if, Deborah, even if your questions are way off subject, we go from place to place on Zenfolio Live, so it doesn't have to be on topic. You can definitely just feel free to throw any questions you guys have out there in the chat. I'd be more than happy to do my best to answer them. Okay, so my next question here is there an option to edit the pictures before purchasing? For example, color retouch, remove eyeglass glare, etc. So there's a couple of ways that you guys can do this, and it's actually a tutorial that I'm in the process of. Did I already do that tutorial? I might have already released that tutorial. Let me look really quick and see. Let's see. Let's see if I got this tutorial. I'm not sure if I put that tutorial out yet or not, guys. So anyway, but there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can, so if you want to edit the pictures before purchasing, there's a couple of ways you can do this. If you upload like unedited photos or low resolution versions of the image to a gallery, what you can actually do is you can turn order approval on. This provides a little bit of a safety buffer, and it's actually turned on by default anytime you create a new price list. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. If we go to selling and we just go to price list real quick. And here's that portraits price list that I created a second ago for Deborah. Let me just go in here and I'll show you what order approval is, and let you know what that does and what it allows really quick. So let me go there, and if I click on price list settings right here, there's a setting called order approval right here, and it's automatically turned on anytime you create a new price list by default. Now what this does is anytime a client goes and they place an order, before that order is taken and sent to the lab that you chose for fulfillment, it actually is going to come to you first, and you get a chance to look over it. You're going to get an email, and then you're also going to get a notification that looks like this right here. And what you can do is you can go up here and you can check out this notification. You can go and you can view that order. And if you go right here, you can see you can change photo here. So what you can do is if this photo needs to be edited, you can change that photo, you can edit that photo, upload it to a gallery, and then go and replace that photo in the order. So I'm just going to say, let's say this is the edited version. I'm going to replace that photo in the order, and then I can go and approve that photo now that all the editing and all that stuff's been done. So that's one of the things you can do there, is you can use order approval to do that, and that gives you the opportunity to do some editing and things like that, change the photo out, and then go ahead and let's send that order to the lab to be fulfilled. Now the other thing that you can do is if you're just looking for some simple things, there are some of the vendors who offer retouching services and color correction services and things like that, and you can actually turn these on in the gallery. So if I go to let's just see what's a price list. Let's go to portraits here really quick and see if I can find those settings in that price list. But basically some of the labs offer color correction. They also offer things like retouching services and stuff like that. So for this right here, for this prints, I could go right here and you could turn color correction on right here, and that's going to automatically apply color correction to the photos for you. So if I turn that on now, anytime anybody places an order on this price list, that color correction is going to be automatically applied to those photos. Now the other thing here is if you go to price list settings, this is where you can actually access the retouching services that some of the labs offer. This is stuff that you can sell, you can make money on, and you don't even have to lift a finger. If you scroll down, so here's the retouching section right here. And as you can see right here, MPix Lab offers facial retouching, red eye removal, braces whitening, glass glare removal, stray hair removal, and things like that. You can actually just apply these to a price list, put a selling price on there, and these are actually options that your clients can choose when they're placing the order. And then there's some editing that not only do you not have to do yourself, but you're also going to make a little bit of money off of that editing as well. So that's another thing that you could do there as well, is turn on the retouching services that are offered by the labs, and your clients will be able to choose those when they're checking out through the price list. All right, let me go back to my dashboard really quick and see if I have some questions here in the chat really quick. All right, so let's see. Graham says, is there any way to email a photo or photos direct from within the dashboard or gallery? Most of my media customers still prefer emails rather than self-service. Right now, at the moment, there's not really a way to email photos directly through Zenfolio like you would if you are just attaching some photos in your email, like through Gmail or whatever, or something like that. There's not really a way to do that through Zenfolio. So you can't go to like communications, pick an email. So if I wanted to email this person right here, I couldn't send email, and there's no way to drag an attachment here or put any photos in the email. Graham. So what you would want to do though is if you're going to email them directly, you can just use an invite. You can just use the invite, and you can let people download their photos that way. So you can go to right here and you can just do gallery invite right here and send them an email, put their email address in here, do a gallery invite, tell them, how the instructions for downloading their gallery. Maybe Maybe you want them to download for free. You could use the downloading free option in Gallery Access. You could use digital products and a coupon and just put the instructions here if you wanted. If you want to do like a full gallery download, you can actually create a digital product that will do a full gallery download, and then you could just tell them what they need to select, and it would do that full gallery download for them. That full gallery download option is shown how to set up in the selling digital products tutorial, and I think Kayla threw that out in the chat a few minutes ago. It will walk you through the process of setting up that full digital gallery download, and then you could just do the gallery invite and send that to them there. Oh, and it looks like Kayla corrected me. She said I did publish it, so she threw out the link for that video on replacing a photo in the order. So if you want to replace a photo after you've done some editing in the order, that video tutorial that Kayla threw in the chat will show you how to do that. Anyway, Graham, back to your question. I hope that kind of gives you a little bit of an answer. Unfortunately, like I said, at this time, there's not really a way to put images into a email directly through Zenfolio. If you want to do that, you'd have to go through your personal email like Gmail or something like that. But the route that I would probably recommend is setting up that full gallery download digital product and then just doing a gallery invite. One of the things you could even do if you wanted is you could actually create a cart, and you could create a cart, and you could apply or you could actually share that cart with your clients and then send them a discount code, and all they would have to do is basically open that cart, enter the discount code to make the downloads for free, and then basically just finish out the download process that way as well. That'd be another option you could do as well, Graham. All right, let me get back to my dashboard there really quick. And let's see, let me take another email question. We've probably got about 5 or 6 more minutes, guys. So if you guys have any more questions out there, if I need to clarify anything or anything like that, definitely let me know. Let me grab this email question really quick. Is there a way to search for galleries on the back end of the site? So this is something that would be really nice to have. Unfortunately, at the minute, guys, there's not really a way to search for galleries on the back end of the site. Now, most modern browsers, though, will let you do a search option. If you've got everything organized in groups and galleries, this is probably not going to work really well for you. But if you've got, let's say that you've got one main group, and you know inside of that main group, you've got all of your galleries in there. What you can do is you can expand that group, and then you can actually push Command F on your keyboard, and it'll open up this little search right here, and you can actually enter the gallery title. So in this case, I'm going to say Smith, and it's going to highlight, not only is it going to highlight wherever the word Smith is used, but it's also got this little thing right here on the top right corner where I can go up or down and locate that. This works really good for a lot of different things, you guys. I use this all the time on websites where I'm trying to find a specific quote, maybe a specific term or something like that. Most modern browsers nowadays will let you either hit Command F, or I think on PC it's Control F that will pull that up as well. I know we are looking at a back-end search. Unfortunately, I don't have any information on a timeline, but I know that's something that we are looking into, and hopefully it's something we can implement soon here in the near future. All right, so let me take another question here from the chat. We've got John McCormick. John McCormick, hey, glad to have you here with us. He says, I display my featured galleries on my homepage. Is there a way to make just one on those featured galleries link to a custom page instead of linking to that gallery? So I don't believe there's a way to do that on the homepage if you're showing the featured galleries. But what you could do, John, is you could put a link in the gallery that you want to go to that custom page. You could put a link in the caption. So what you could do is you could just say that, let's see, we can use this pricing PDF right here, for example, that I made earlier. What you could do here is, this gallery is empty, but if you had this showing in your featured gallery section, what you could do is come over to gallery details and go into the caption area right here and link to that custom page that you want people to open up to. So what you could do is just write some text, and then you highlight it right here. Click the little link button right there. Paste in the link to that custom page, John. Hit OK. Save it. And then when somebody clicked on that gallery link from the home page, what they would see would be something like this right here with this right here, and then they would just click that link to go view whatever custom page it was that you wanted them to view. Now, I would be definitely happy to look into this more, John, if that's not an option that's going to work for you. As you know, I'm more than happy to email back and forth and figure out a better solution if we can. So really, in order to look at that, I would need for you to reach out to me. Just shoot zenfolio.com/contact. And we can definitely take a look at that and see if there's a better solution, because I need to take a look at the way things are set up and see what I can figure out. But for that particular situation, right off the bat, what I would probably recommend is using the gallery caption as a way to link to that custom page. All right, guys, before I get any further, let me throw this link out in the chat for you guys. So this is for next week's, or I'm sorry, not next week's tutorial. This is for this week's tutorial. Again, it's all about importing your contacts and making sure that you tag them appropriately on the types of clients that they are. And here is the link for this tutorial right here. So let me just throw this out. If I could spell it correctly, we could get it thrown out there, huh? All right, there we go. All right, guys, there's that tutorial link right there. So hopefully that helps you get your contacts organized and imported into Zenfolio and set up the way that you need them to be set up so that you can use them to do marketing, promotions, and things like that. If you guys didn't watch, I think it was either last week or the week before, I did a segment on how to promote and do inter-gallery promotions to your clients. If you guys missed that, I think it was either last week's or the weeks before YouTube Live. You should definitely go check that out. It shows how to use gallery banners and gallery captions and how you can promote and do promotions and marketing and stuff in your actual galleries. All right, let me get back to my dashboard here while I'm on my dashboard there. And let's see, I've probably got time for one or two more questions, guys. So if you guys have any questions out there that you've been holding off, or maybe something just jumped in your head and you want to try to get that last minute question answered, definitely please get that in the chat and let me know. John says that would be an option. Thanks again. Yeah, John, definitely check it out. If it doesn't work for you, we can definitely look into it more and see if there's a better option. We might need to look at a different setup or something like that, but that's definitely a good place to start. Okay, my next email question here says, can I set up my homepage to be a portfolio grid? Absolutely. So you can do this a couple of different ways. Let me just go to my browser here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hop in to Customize View really quick. But if you want to set up your homepage to kind of be a grid portfolio style, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use a grid layout. So if you go up to layout right here, the first two on the top are the grid layouts. You can choose whichever one you want and hit apply. And then what you can do is you can then link to your portfolio. So you're going to go up here to grid content. And I'm just going to choose a gallery here. So I'm going to hit select. And I've got a portfolio group. So actually what I want to do is I want to link to that portfolio group. Because what I want to happen is I want my homepage to show this grid content. But anytime somebody clicks on one of the images, I want them to go to the portfolio that that image represents. So the best way to do that is through a group. So if I expand this group, you can see I've got a landscape gallery, an engagements gallery, a weddings gallery, and a couple other galleries in here. So if I hit select on this, what that's going to do is that's going to show a group, and it's going to show the thumbnail image for each one of those galleries inside of that group. So you can see right here, there's that landscape, here's the engagements, and here's the weddings. So now if a visitor goes to my homepage and they click on this, they're actually going to be taken to my landscape gallery, and they can view the landscape portfolio. Then if they go back to the homepage, same thing's going to happen if they click on that engagements gallery right here. They're going to be taken to the actual engagements portfolio, which I think is a lot more useful rather than just going and seeing a bigger version of the image and things like that. So again, let me show you guys how this is set up. I just went up to layout at the top. Let me get back to my home page. I just went to the layout up here at the top, clicked on layout, scroll all the way up to the top of the layout section, and then choose one of these two photo grid options. Now, after you have those selected, go to grid content right here in the top, and then you're going to want to choose the whatever you want for your grid content. So in this case, I wanted that portfolio group. So I clicked on portfolio right here, and it's going to display the thumbnail for each one of these galleries inside of it on my homepage. If I just clicked on a gallery, it would just show that entire gallery on the homepage in a grid style view, which is not as useful, I don't think, because I want people to see all the different types of work that I do. So I'm clicking on my portfolio group, hitting select, and then you want to make sure that this says when the options are clicked, you want to make sure that that open page is selected right there. You can go to URL or do nothing. The thing is, if you do the go to URL, you cannot have a different URL for each grid item that's shown. So no matter what photo they click on, they would just go to the same link. So in this case, I want open page because I want them to go to the gallery for that thumbnail image that they clicked on. And then hit select. Oh, so let me make sure I pick the right one. There we go. Hit select, open page right there, and hit apply. All right. So the next question says, Graham asks, he says, is there any way to make all the pics in the grid fill the width, especially rows 2 and onwards? So there's not really a way to do that. What you would need to do is probably look at the photos that are being used for the grid content. So in this case, all of these are landscape photos except for this one right here. And that one is a portrait oriented image. So if you wanted to make your grid a little bit cleaner, you could either use all landscape oriented images, and then it would just be a combination of how many galleries you have in there and adjusting the size to fill in there better. One of the things you can do is you can go to grid contents, go right here to the minimum row height, and we can make these things a little bit bigger if we wanted. So we could go to maybe 300, change it over to grid A so it makes that portrait oriented grid a little bit larger, and we can take a look and see what that looks like. There's not really a button that you can click that says, make it fill the width or something like that. It just takes a little bit of playing around to kind of get it to look the way that you want. So if I go back up to grid content, I definitely did not like the way that that looks, so let's leave that on B and then go to apply right here. But basically what's going to happen, Graham, is right there. So there we go. It just took a little bit of playing around to figure out the size. The other thing you could do too is you could use grid C for a uniform style grid, but what happens there is some of the images can appear cropped. So your best bet, Graham, if you're trying to make that kind of spread out and fill the width, is to play around with the grid order and also to play around with that minimum row height here. And just so you understand what I mean by playing around with the grid order, that grid is going to show up based on the order that you have these galleries on the back end in that group. So you can see here, landscape, engagements, weddings, that one, and that one right there. So now if I go back to my dashboard really quick, if I go back to the dashboard really quick and click on photos, and I go to that portfolio group, let me find it. Right here, I think, is that it? Right here, that's it. You can see landscape, engagements, weddings. You can play around with the order here by changing these up. So I could drag this one up here, maybe this one down here. And then now if I go back to my home page, that's going to affect the order of the images that are shown on the home page. So now it pulled that one up there and made these two fit here. So it's going to be a combination, again, of just playing with the size of the images and then the order that the groups are in, or the galleries are in. All right, guys, that's about all the time that we have for today. I do want to say thank you guys to everybody who came and hang out. I can't talk. Thank you for everybody who came and hung out with us and asked questions in the chat. You guys' participation is awesome, and we definitely appreciate it. We do this every week, so make sure that you guys come back next week. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you hit that little orange Zenfolio logo in the bottom right corner of the screen and subscribe to our channel. That way you get notifications when we go live and also when we put out new video tutorials and things like that. So again, every Thursday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. till noon Pacific Time, we do the live streams. So I look forward to having you guys next week. So make sure you join us. And until then, I hope you guys all have a safe weekend and just a great weekend all. All right, have a good one, everybody.